Alright, this is the first example on on rearranging an equation so that you change the variable that's on its own. What we have here is an equation v equals u plus at, which comes from physics, and it tells us the speed that an object that has been traveling with constant acceleration will reach given the speed that it started with and the length of time it's been traveling. So let's say we want to change this. It asks us to make a the subject. That's another way of saying get a on its own. Now, it would be helpful if we wanted to know the acceleration that the object had been traveling with. So, first thing we have to do here is highlight that a is the letter we want on its own. Okay, so we keep that out there to remind us as we work along what exactly we want to do with this. Now, if we follow the steps that were outlined in the notes, the first step would be to move anything that doesn't contain your variable. Now, our variable, or your variable, or our variable is the a. Move anything that doesn't contain the a over to the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so we want the piece that has the a in it to be on its own on one side of the equation, which means we need to move the u. If we can move the u across, then the bit that contains the a will be the only thing that's left on the right hand side of the equal sign, which is good for us. We want to get the a on its own eventually, and this is how we go about it. So we have v on the left. Now we're going to move the u across. Okay, so the u is going to move across the equal sign. Remember, if you change sides, or if a variable or a number changes sides, then we have to change its sign. Okay, that doesn't ever go away. Okay, now we're taking the u over to the other side, and remember why we're doing it. We're doing it to get a on its own. So we're going to have the piece that has the a in it on its own. We take u across. It was just a regular u. When we move it across, we have to make it negative u. So that will be v minus u is equal to at. And this is a little bit of progress because now the piece that has the a in it is on its own. Okay? And there's only one step to do. What we do, again, if you refer back to the notes, the next step was to divide by whatever is attached to your variable. Now your variable here, remember again, is the a, and the bit that's attached to it is this t. So at this point, because it's directly attached to the a, we have to divide by it, because at means a times t, or a multiplied by t, and the way to remove multiplication is to divide. So we're going to divide by whatever is attached to our variable, that's the t. So we're going to divide both sides. V minus u divided by t is equal to at divided by t. Okay. There is another possibility. Here what we did was we divided the entire side, v minus u, and we divided that entire side by t. But we could also, if you wanted to, you could also divide those pieces individually. So we could have made this v divided by t minus u divided by t equals at divided by t. Okay? These two lines mean exactly the same thing. These two versions of the equation mean exactly the same thing. Sometimes we may want to do it like the version on the left. Sometimes we may want to do it as the version on the right. And we'll see different examples later on of when one method might be preferable to another. Okay, so let's continue, and we'll go with the first one. So this is going to be v minus u over 2. We can leave it like that, v minus u over t, and what will happen here on this side is that those t's will disappear. Those t's will cancel out, and you have a on its own. Okay, so you have a is equal to v minus u over t. And if we look at it the other way, there's not much changes. We have v, so I just have to scroll up. we have v over t minus u over t is equal to, and again the t's on this side cancel, equal to a. And both versions are correct. Okay, both versions are correct. Let me just change this just a little bit untidy here. Okay. So we can express our answer as v minus u over t equals a, or v over t minus u over t equals a. And again, both answers are correct. Okay, we'll look at more examples next. Thank you.